Hey racers, and welcome to another live stream. Today's topic for today's live stream, let me get rid of these pop-ups that always come up every time I start a video. Today's topic for today's live stream is, are sit-ups a good core exercise for MX racers? And I've chosen this topic because I get this a lot. And what will happen is I'll be chatting to riders. So the way that I do our coaching calls or initial calls, when I have new riders that I'm speaking to that may or may not be interested in doing some work with me, is I'll ask them, what are the symptoms they're getting on the bike? Hey, Matt, what are the things that they're having trouble with? Okay, what are they feeling on the bike? And so I want to know specifically what's happening with them on the bike. Are they getting arm pump? Are their legs getting sore? Are they running out of breath? Are they getting headaches? Are they fatiguing? Do they feel weak? Are they getting cramping? I want to know exactly what they're experiencing on the bike. And that way, when I know what they're experiencing on the bike, then I can go into my toolbox and go, okay, what are the things that I need to do to correct this problem that the rider's having? And so when I'm asking riders that, some riders will go into start telling me what they feel they need. So I'll say, hey, what's happening on the bike? And they'll start telling me, oh, I think I need more core strength. And I'll always ask them back and I'll go, okay, well, does your core get sore when you ride on the bike? No. Okay. Does your core feel like it fatigues or breaks down on the bike? No. Okay. So there's this big misconception in racing, I guess a myth. Everyone thinks they need core strength, core strength, core strength, but no one actually has a problem with their core when they go and ride on the bike. So it's just this one of these things that's been around for ages and ages and ages. So that's what I wanted to tackle in today's video. Hey, Matt. Hey, John. Shout out, guys, or just give me a like on the video. It helps other people to see the video and also lets me know that you're here as well, because Facebook doesn't always tell me everyone who's watching. So, are sit-ups a good core exercise for motocross races? Before I get into sit-ups specifically, what we need to look at is what is the role of your core when you're out riding. Okay, so if we look at your body as a whole, so I'll try and see if I can get myself on camera here. Most of my body. You've got my head chopped off at the moment, all right? So if we look at my core here, okay, my core connects my upper body to my lower body. And so when I'm riding, so let's say I'm in the attack position, okay, my core is helping to keep my upper body working together with my lower body. Now, as soon as I let go of my core, so if I extend like this, okay, or I go like this, or I'm moving backwards and forwards between those positions, and my core's not working at all, okay, it's not bracing, it's just letting my spine, letting my body go wherever it wants. What happens is my upper body and lower body are no longer connected together and working together as a system. They're now starting to work independently. And so what we want, in order to have the most strength and most control, you want to have your upper body working together with your lower body. And that's something they'll teach you if you've ever done powerlifting or a high-level weight training, is to get the most weight out of a specific movement, whether it's a bench press, a deadlift, okay, a back squat. To get the most weight, every muscle from head to toe, hey James, has to be firing together as one system. And a big part of that is making sure that your core is working. Part of it is to prevent injury, and the other part is you actually lift a lot more weight. Okay, so when I first started weight training, I wasn't very good at controlling my core. And so I'd squat and I'd be bending through my back, and then I'd be worming up like this, and I'd be doing my deadlifts like this, and then extending at the top. And I wasn't using my core at all. And number one, I had back issues. And number two thing is I just wasn't anywhere near as strong. When I started to use my core and work on what I work on with our racers, which is called core bracing, I started to get my upper body working together with my lower body. Now, unless you've experienced this, you're not going to know the difference, okay, of what it feels like. So like with a back squat, the difference is when you're doing a back squat with core bracing and actually using your core, your upper body is actually doing a lot of the work and helping to lift the weight up. Now, you wouldn't think that for a back squat because it's a very lower body dominant lift, but your upper body makes a huge difference in terms of how much power you can generate. So for a squat, and it's the same thing on the bike. When we can get your whole body working together on the bike and get your core braced and working, connecting your upper body and lower body together, you're a lot more powerful, you're a lot stronger and less susceptible to injury as well. If your core's not working, we've got your upper body and lower body working independently, you're nowhere near as strong, and you're nowhere near as stable or in control on the bike. So, to answer the question, because I haven't really done that, are sit-ups a good exercise for core strength for motocross races? And the answer is no. The reason that sit-ups specifically aren't good for building core strength is they isolate the core. Okay, so there's two ways that we can train our core. We can train our core in conjunction with our upper body and lower body, like it works on the bike. Okay, we want it to work as one unit. Or we can just isolate the core and just work on those specific muscles without connecting the upper body and lower body. So if I'm doing things like crunches, I'm doing things like sit-ups, even things like leg raises, what's happening is we're isolating the core. Okay, it's just I'm isolating this one muscle group. Same as if like I'm doing a bicep curl, I'm just isolating my biceps. Okay, or if I'm doing leg extensions on the leg extension machine, I'm just isolating my legs and my quads. Okay, I'm isolating one muscle group. But that's not how your body works on the bike. So even if you do a shit ton of sit-ups, what's going to happen is, yeah, you might have a strong core, and yes, your sit-ups are going to get better. Your core is going to get stronger. The problem is the strength that you develop is not going to have a very high level of crossover over to your riding and racing. Because when you're on the bike, you're not doing this movement, okay? You're not just using your core on its own and using no tension through your upper body and no tension through your lower body. When you're out racing, your core is helping to support your upper body and lower body, okay? It's being used in a functional way rather than more of a dysfunctional way, which is doing a sit-up. So what are some good core strength exercises to make sure we can get your upper body and lower body working together as a system? How do we do that? The best core exercise that you have to do that: back squatting, deadlifting, overhead pressing, bent over rows, okay? Front squats. These are some of the best exercises you can do with a barbell that are going to help you to build core strength. And the reason these exercises are so great is because when you do them properly, okay, if you're just getting on the barbell and lifting weights and you're lifting incorrectly, you're not going to get the benefits of core strength. If you're lifting properly, like if I'm doing a back squat, for example, every muscle from head to toe, okay, my shoulders, my arms, my core, my back, upper back, lower back, legs, hamstrings, glutes, all of those muscles, my chair's running away, all of those muscles are working when I go and do a back squat. Same with the deadlift, right? If I'm doing a deadlift, same thing, okay? Upper back's tight, lats are working, arms are working, grips working, core's working, lower back's working, glutes working, quads working, calves working, feet gripping into the floor. Absolutely every muscle is firing, okay, and working for those movements, which is what we want to get a high level of transfer over to the bike. So when you start to load up those movements, for example, doing a deadlift with 100 kilos and doing it properly is far more effective for your core strength and transferring to the bike than doing, say, 100 sit-ups every day, okay? And the reason being is because, we're getting your body working together as a system exactly like it works on the bike. Whereas if you're just doing sit-ups, you're just working your core, and your core doesn't work on its own on the bike, okay? Your core works to join your upper body and your lower body together. So I get the question a lot with our riders when they first start working with us is they'll go, oh, we don't have any core strength work. We're not doing any core work, Andrew. Like, can we do some sit-ups or stuff like that? And then I'll ask them, okay, why do you want to do those exercises? And they'll be like, okay, well, I've been told core strength's important. I just think I need a stronger core. And I'll go, okay, well, we're deadlifting, we're back squatting, we're doing bent over rows, we're doing A, B, and C movements. These are all core strength exercises that are going to get your core way, way, way stronger than doing any amount of sit-ups or crunches. And the reason that happens is because, again, we're using the upper body and lower body together, but you can also add weight. So it takes a lot, like let's say I'm back squatting with 100 kilos, right? My core is challenged a lot more by having 100 kilos on my back and trying to keep my torso upright and keep my back straight and keep everything in line than doing some body weight sit-ups, okay? And your core, as you get stronger, hey Josh, as you get stronger, your core continues to get stronger as well, because let's say I start off squatting and I do 50 kilo squats. If I get my squat up to 100 kilos, my core has to get stronger to be able to stabilize that weight. And then if I get stronger again and I get my squat up to 150, my core has to be stronger again to hold my torso up, to keep my back straight, to activate my glutes and hamstrings, and to be able to keep myself upright and not kill myself in the process. So that's really what you have to do. Sit-ups are not a great exercise for building core strength for racing. Doing deadlifts, back squats, front squats, bent over rows, overhead presses are the best exercises you can do to build core strength to actually help you out on the bike. So hopefully this answers a few questions for you guys, or maybe things that you've got in the back of your mind or things that you incorporate into your training, but you're not really sure why you incorporate them. If any of you guys would like some help with actually incorporating core strength training that's actually going to transfer over to the bike, feel free to send me a private message. Let me know what you're working towards with your riding, and I'll see if I can help. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. It just helps to share it around Facebook and let other motocross and enduro racers see these videos. Otherwise, I'll be back probably tomorrow. See you guys.